toxic masculinity.
Bill Gates received marriage advice from Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. That's funny, guys. That's comedy. I don't even have to make a joke about that. That's just funny in itself. From 2011 to 2014, Bill Gates reportedly visited the later disgraced businessman. Well, I mean, he was, I think, previously disgraced, right? Jeffrey Epstein in his Upper East Side Manhattan home in order to discuss relationship woes with his wife, Melinda, with whom he has now separated. Even though, didn't they say that at least part of the problem with their marriage was that he was friends with Epstein? So it's like doubly ironic that it was Epstein who was going to for marriage advice. So weird. From 2011 to 2014, Bill Gates reportedly visited the later disgraced businessman in order to discuss, with whom he's now separated. According to the report, Gates went to Epstein's place dozens of times during the 3-year period, in which Epstein gave Gates some pointers on how to deal with what Gates called his toxic relationship with Melinda. During the same meetings, it said that Gates tried to convince Epstein to join the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, ironically enough, due to the foundation's name. That's weird, right? You want a convicted pedophile on your charity's whatever it is, board or whatever? That's bizarre to me. The Gates team vehemently denies the reports, however. Bill never received or solicited personal advice of any kind from Epstein on marriage or anything else. Bill never complained about Melinda or his marriage to Epstein, said a Gates spokesman on the record. I'm sure that this spokesperson's I mean, it's a bizarre denial because they can't even possibly know that. But I guess maybe that's what they're supposed to say. Okay. Your characterization of this meeting with Epstein and others about philanthropy is inaccurate, including who participated, continued the spokesperson, claiming that Gates was never interested in Epstein joining the foundation. Regardless, the marriage wound up not surviving. Early in May 2021, the Gates pair announced their separation, issuing a joint statement saying, "We no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in this next phase of our lives." How robotic. The couple, by separating, have ended a 27-year relationship. And then Epstein died, which, who knows how that happened. Okay, so Bill Gates, let's see here. Bill Gates wanted a Nobel Peace Prize, apparently. That seems to be one of his motivations for befriending Epstein. He also talked about his marriage with Epstein, soliciting marriage advice from him. It all seems very creepy. It all seems very weird, and it's kind of messed up. Like I don't know. I don't like dragging people's name through the mud if you don't have any like solid evidence. But again, this is kind of like the first story that we covered today. Yeah, there is a little smoke here, and so people see the smoke and they go, "Oh, there must be a fire." And, maybe there is. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I'd like that hard evidence, right? I'd like to be able to see exactly what the relationship between Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein is. If there was anything really untoward, I think we'd all like to know about it. So, but we don't have that, right? We just have this circumstantial evidence that, they were friends and they spent some time together. Even though his spokespeople, I mean, that's one thing that is also suspicious. You'd think that if they spent time together and that there was evidence of it and that there's all these reports about it, that his PR people would be like, yeah, he spent time with him. And actually the Nobel Peace Prize thing is actually, like I said, a really good excuse for spending time with Epstein. If that's what his motivation was, I mean, that's fine. Nobody cares that Bill Gates wants a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, why would you deny that? You'd be like, if you think maybe there's something to hide about Bill Gates, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's why he was friends with him. The Nobel Peace Prize. That's totally it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I mean, it seems like such a good out. I don't know why they'd lie about it or try to cover that up. Unless they're being honest. I mean, there is a possibility. I know you guys don't like to hear this because a lot of people really hate Bill Gates, but look, there is a possibility he really didn't spend that much time with Epstein, and all these rumors are false. And he's totally innocent of any of the accusations. But I've been proved wrong a lot because I'm very much an optimist and I like to see the best in people and I like to assume the best in people. And I often do that. And then it often turns out that I'm wrong and they're actually a total creep. And then I'm like, okay, that's embarrassing. Like I tried to think the best of this person and they let me down. So I'm not going to make any kind of a guess anyway, good or bad. Bill Gates is rumored to have spent a lot of time with Epstein and talked to him about a lot of intimate things and trying to use him to get a Nobel Peace Prize, according to some people. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it's in the news. I don't know. I'm starting to realize there's a lot of speculation going on in today's broadcast. It's not something that I had intended, but it turns out to be true. Let's see if we can't find something a little bit more substantial here in the next story. All right, so this story is... Oh yeah, this is terrible. Okay, now we're getting into the kind of silliness, the silly news of the day. But it's silly news that's actually quite serious, but it is silly, and it's weird. All right, let's get into it. PBS station defends drag queen story hour for young children. This is disturbing, folks. This is very disturbing. All right, let's have a look at this. Yeah. PBS station defends drag queen story hour for kids ages 3 to 8 performing art that can inspire creative thinking. Oh, man. Okay. Let's have a look at this just so we can see what we're working with here.
We are going to sing and dance it out. So get your singing voices ready. And we're going to start with our hips. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town. The hair on the drag queen goes up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, up, up. All through the town.
All right, that's enough of that. I can't keep watching. Oh, man. So this guy calls himself Little Miss Hot Mess. Little Miss Hot Mess. That's what he called himself. God. And this is produced in partnership with WNET and the New York City Department of Education, and it aired on PBS. The dude's not even mic'd well. I mean, the production value is absolute crap. I mean, if you're going to make the excuse that, oh, well, we want to have inclusive broadcasting and blah, 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 at least provide content that is technically of some level of quality. It's not even that. It's just, there's some dude who's a drag queen who wants to make being a drag queen acceptable to young kids, which I don't think it should be. And I don't think most of you probably think that it should be either. No. Being a drag queen is not something that we should encourage kids to be. If a kid wants to dress up like a drag queen, we should probably discourage that because it's flippin' weird, all right? I'm sorry. This whole idea that, like, oh, everything needs to be accepted and everything needs to be encouraged and everything needs to be, like, we need to, like, be cool with everything. No, we don't. Okay, I've lived in LA for a long time. I've met a lot of different Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.